Well, babe, you're officially a mom.
And you're officially a dad.
So my wife, Angela, is definitely my favorite blogger and YouTuber extraordinaire, and she's a pretty amazing wife, I must add.
And my guess is that a lot of you may have seen my husband Matt on TV or in the movies, Wyatt from Timeless, Liam from 90210, anyone? Chicago from Pitch Perfect 3. I mean, he's bringing the sexy.
All right. So if you guys didn't know, Angela and I created a podcast called Hello Bump to chronicle our journey as expecting first-time parents.
We really just started it for something for us to look back on, but we ended up really loving our weekly chat.
Yeah, so much so that we couldn't stop there. I mean, now is the fun part, right? Now is the payoff for the 9 months of pregnancy. Now is where our life begins.
We have a brand new, beautiful baby girl, and we are so in love.
And we want you guys to come on this new journey with us of figuring out, frankly, how to raise this little thing.
We know it's going to be tough at times, but we also know the rewards are great.
We're going to be chatting week to week about the joys and the struggles of learning how to do this parenting thing.
I'm pretty sure we're going to mess up a lot.
But from every mistake comes a lesson that we can pass on to you. So join us in this wild ride as we undertake our newest challenge, parenthood.
Hello, baby.
Do you want to say hello, baby?
Hello, baby.
Come on, give it some oomph.
Hello, baby. Was that like Bob Hope enough for you?
Do you want to kind of like do the intro? I always do the intro. Do you want to do the intro?
You're just so good at it. Like you just have that announcer voice. Like you have such a radio voice, and I don't.
If you remember, I pretty much stumble every single episode because I never feel good saying hello, baby, and because I never know what to say.
What you mean at the intro? I think your intros are always like very, fun and funny and all those things. I'm not witty like you.
Okay. Konnichiwa, baby. Wait, does that mean goodbye?
I don't actually have any idea.
Hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Look at this. Once again, it looks like I'm peaking on my levels. And you know what? Last time I talked about this, and it was not a problem on the podcast. The volume seemed perfectly fine. Okay, adjusted. All right,
okay.
Here we go.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
Tech stuff out of the way. I won't talk about the tech anymore.
We're talking about something fun this week, something off topic from what we normally talk about. I'm excited about it because this is like my favorite topic ever.
Well, we thought that we would do something a little different on today's episode of Hello, Baby.
And this is actually thanks to the listeners that we're doing this.
Yeah. We asked for you guys' input, feedback, and what you guys want to hear. We asked on the Hello, Baby podcast Instagram, and we got some comments, we got some feedback, and there's a lot of really good ideas out there.
Yeah.
And I think we have a lot of good things to talk about in the future episodes. Please keep commenting on things you want to see. Go back and look at the post that Angela put it up and comment, because we read those things and we get some great ideas, and that way we can, we just know what you guys want to hear and what could be entertaining and exciting and, I don't know, topics you want to hear about. But one thing that a lot of people kind of kept saying in a roundabout way, they wanted to know about our marriage and kind of how things have changed and
our origin story, if you will.
Well, okay. I was getting to that. Do you see what I mean? You're like the worst. You're like the worst.
Then why did you want me to like kick it off?
You're like the worst at understanding where I'm going with a point.
You think I'm the worst co-host in the world, period.
You always jump the gun. Like I'm getting to a story or getting to a point and you just jump it. And you're like, I've got like a intro planned out and you're just like, yeah, we're going to talk about marriage.
So wait a minute. Are we having a marital on air? Because if so, this is like the perfect episode to do it.
No, it's not a marital at all. I think you're a fantastic co-host.
No, you don't.
I just think that
you do not.
I just think that you jump.
You think I'm the worst?
You just jump the gun. You don't like.
You think I'm the worst at anything that requires me being public?
Tech savvy or public?
Public.
No, I think you're good on your YouTube.
You think I'm good at writing. You do not think I'm good on camera.
You're good at writing.
But you don't think I'm good on camera.
You have moments.
And my voiceover is like, if there's anything that like absolutely is like nails on chalkboard to you, it's when I have to do voiceover. Not the sound of my voice.
Yeah.
But the way that I hit my words.
Well, admit to me, it's not it's not your strongest.
This is coming
quality.
From a professional voiceover actor.
professional voiceover actor.
See what I mean, people? He's the voice of Anakin Skywalker, and he's like...
It's Matt Lanter, professional voiceover actor.
Oh my gosh, this is what I live with, y'all.
Stupid.
Oh,
man.
The very first time I sat down with you to do voiceover on a video, and this is like back when like you were like stoked that we were able to do voiceover on YouTube, because that meant that we actually had like new equipment, because you're like the tech geek of like everything.
Well, anytime we try to go down like a new endeavor, tech wise, that always excites me, because that means I A, get to do some new things tech wise, and then B, I get to buy new stuff.
I was gonna say it's spending the money to buy something tech.
I have, what is that syndrome called? I have gas.
You have gas right now?
Yes, I have gas. I've got bad case of gas. Gear acquisition syndrome.
Oh jeez. I
like to acquire gear.
You do.
It excites me.
How many cameras do you think we have?
We have...
Answer? Too many.
No, we have...
That was my best white shirt right there.
Well, they don't care. They don't care how many cameras we have.
No, they don't.
Okay. Anyway, we're off topic.
Yeah.
We today are going to talk about, in honor of Valentine's Day this week, we're going to talk about...
Love and marriage. Love and marriage.
We're going to talk about our origin story. Like, what are we, the X-Men?
I was just thinking that, like, where did I pull that from?
It's the prequel to Hello Baby, Hello Bump even. It's our love story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. Let's roll the music. What company is America's largest independent natural product company where not a single product or ingredient they sell has been tested on animals? And they're planting 1 million trees by the end of 2020. Any guesses? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. You were going to answer.
I was going to answer.
That's grove.co.
Grove is actually where I like to order our Mrs. Meyers hand soaps, and I also order McKinley's Tiny Tummies from there.
Yeah, grove.co makes shopping for natural products easy. You don't have to search for your local store hoping that they carry what you want, or, worry that you're going to overpay for, quote, organic products that, you don't really know, and from questionable websites. So grove.co is the only site you need to get to shop organic, eco-friendly, and sustainable products from top brands like 7th Generation, Dr. Bronner, Mrs. Meyers. They're also a B Corporation. It's a new kind of business that balances purpose and profit. They're actually legally required to consider the impact of their decisions on their workers and customers, suppliers, community, environment. So when you shop at grove.co, you know you're doing something good for you, your home, and the planet. So start right now and get a free $30 Mrs. Meyers gift set at grove.co/baby with your first order.
This is a special offer for our listeners. Get a free $30 Mrs. Meyers gift set at grove.co/baby. That's grove.co/baby.
All right, we're back. Hey, I hope you guys, especially guys, have something nice planned for your special someone on Valentine's Day.
What do you have planned for me?
I can't say.
You have something planned for me?
I don't know.
That look right there tells me all I need to know.
And if I don't, I will.
Did you even remember to get a gift or anything?
Yes.
That's a big negative right there. Negatory.
Well, look, let's go ahead and get started talking about our origin, how we met, all that stuff. We've talked about this before. I mean,
Have we?
It's out there, right?
I don't really recall ever talking about it too. I mean, maybe
on your YouTube?
No, never on my YouTube.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Okay.
You're a lot more private than I am, clearly.
Yeah, I do not actually like to talk about this stuff at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I just,
You're just a lot more private than I am. I mean, like,
I don't like to post pictures of McKinley. I don't like to post pictures of us, like family. I don't like it.
And I mean, like, I'm the one who's like airing all my stuff out on Front Street on this podcast, like talking about my cysts and stuff. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I let it all hang out.
Yeah,
so
you sure do.
It's hard for me because the way that I relate to my audience and the way that I connect with them is by sharing who I am and where I come from and everything like that. But that's just not you. You're just very private. So I've always kept a lot of, our story to ourselves, to myself.
And the way that I relate to my audience is by morphing into
is by never posting anything.
Different characters.
Let's be honest. It's by never posting anything.
Because they have to buy me as different characters.
I literally have to like tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, can you post a photo?
Well, think about it. Look, why do I need people to see me as different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, when people love you, then they're going to watch everything that you're in.
Oh, they love me. They really love me.
Jeez.
Sorry.
All right, I'll let you kick this off, Mr. Privacy.
Look, honestly, I don't want to talk about this. I feel like this is your thing. You should do it. But you want me to kick it off? Fine, I'll kick it off.
I want you to kick it off because I want you to be able to tell your side of things.
Okay, this was back in...
10 years ago.
Was it 2009?
2018. Or 8, I mean, we met.
Oh, well, it's 2019.
I know, but not till November will it be 11 years.
Wow, okay. Yeah, so 2008, I'm working on 90210.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
We met before you got casted. You're working on Sorority Row.
Oh, right. See, I shouldn't be telling. Honestly, you just take the mic. I should just turn my mic off and let you talk, honestly.
No, I want to hear you rehash it.
No, because it's going to be it's going to be this whole thing. Oh, and in 2010, no. We went to this place called Starbucks. No. That's what it's going to be.
I will dial it in and not... Is it dial it in or dial it back?
Dial it back.
Dial it back. I'll dial it back and only correct you if it's something that needs to be corrected.
No, correct me. I mean, look, okay, look. So back in 2009, 8, I was working on a movie called Sorority Row.
Yes.
It's a horror movie. I was running around, trying to kill people. Spoiler alert.
Working with Carrie Fisher.
I was working with Carrie Fisher, the princess.
And Audrina Patridge.
Brianna Evagon, Jamie Chung.
Mm-hmm.
It's your standard.
Willis. What's her name?
Yeah, Rumor Willis. It's your standard teen horror movie. Takes place in college. It's a remake, actually. Anyway.
Was it? I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Because I think the original was called House on Sorority Row.
Huh. I never saw Sorority Row.
The one that I was in?
No. Yeah, I never saw it.
Really?
I wasn't going to watch a scary movie.
That's not very supportive of you.
I've seen every project that you've done except for the scary movies. I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen The Roommate.
Oh, have you watched Commander in Chief?
I've watched several episodes with
pilot?
you. No, we watched the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Mm. Well, we did a whole season. Thank you very much.
I know, but you have it on DVD.
Right, and you haven't watched it.
I know, but we were watching it together.
True story. I actually don't like to watch myself.
And I've watched almost every episode of the Clone Wars. Thank you very much.
That does say a lot. No, but I am actually one of those people that I know it's sort of cliche to say, but I really do. I cringe when I watch myself, especially projects from a long time ago, just because I've grown, in my craft, and it's pretty hard to watch. But even now, I watch myself and I'm like, I would have done that differently.
It's kind of like when you hear yourself back.
Yeah.
Like when you're singing or talking, like even on a voicemail, I listen to myself back and I'm like, I don't sound like that.
Yeah.
But actually you do.
Well, no, this is off topic, but let me tell you something. When you leave a voicemail or you're talking on the phone, or even perhaps when you're, listening to the radio, although, we try to get equipment and everything that makes our voices sound as close as they possibly can, but it doesn't always sound the same.
Really?
No. So what I'm going to tell you is, like, when you're leaving voicemails and stuff, think about it. like you're listening on an iPhone or an iPhone speaker. That speaker has no bass in it, right? It's just an iPhone. So like your natural voice or my natural voice might have a lot more bass in it. It might feel richer and fuller and all that sort of thing. So when you're hearing like stupid stuff like that, like on a recording or a voicemail, that's not how you sound to other people in real life.
Really? Because like I, to myself, feel like I have a deeper voice than when I hear myself back. I'm like, wow, my voice is really higher than it sounds to me.
When you hear yourself back.
Yeah. Even on the podcast.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean,
or
like
on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to 2009, 8 doing sorority row. So we're filming
November
this
of 2008.
November. I'm doing this movie in Pittsburgh. So my mom lives in North Canton, Ohio. I was born there in Massillon. And so it was kind of great because on the weekends, basically every weekend, I would rent a car and I would drive from Pittsburgh to my hometown in Ohio and stay with my mom and my stepdad there. And it was kind of a really cool time because I almost got to like spend quite a bit of time with them. Like every weekend, I would come home to their house and just be kind of a part of their daily life in the fall in Ohio, and it was really neat. So
because you hadn't lived in Ohio since you were like what,
8 years old. Yeah,
I
moved away from Ohio.
Yeah,
and a lot of my family, my mom's side of the family, is still in Ohio, so it was kind of cool to go back every weekend and just get into whatever they were doing and just stay there and relax when I had a little off time in Pittsburgh because it's only about 2 hours, 2.5 maximum. So I drive over there. So I guess it'd been several weekends now that I've been over there. At this point in time, I live in LA and I'm actually living with a girl who I had known since college. We moved out together and yeah, I mean, we kind of at that time, I don't know, I think we were always really good together, never really fought, but I'm not really sure, at least in my opinion, that I saw like the future in that relationship so much. I guess what I can say is, and I don't know if I chalk this up to being young or possibly just, it was like God's way of telling me maybe this is not the right person forever, but I never really thought of her, I guess, in a marriage kind of way. She was great, by the way. I mean, she's just a really wonderful person. And, we were really like, really, really just good friends. And we didn't, have much to disagree on. She was a hard worker. She was, whatever. She was gone a lot, actually, because she worked so hard, which probably didn't help our situation. But anyhow, so I'm back in Ohio. And one of my friends in Ohio, a mutual friend of...
This is where things get a little bit dicey because your version of the story is different than my version of the story because of what she told me.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Go ahead, you tell it, and then I'll tell my side.
So one of our mutual friends who, of course we found out as a mutual friend, but this girl, I'd known her. Her name is Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
I'd known her for a handful of years.
You've known her since high school, right?
Yeah, a handful of years because I had gone up and visited my mom and met some people kind of my age and hung out with this girl and a couple other people on occasion.
I think you and Court were the same age, right?
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Not
Because
sure.
I think she was a year before me.
Not sure. So anyhow, I go to church with my mom. I think my mom was in the choir at the time in her church, and this girl Courtney was also in the choir. I think I went to choir practice or something with my mom, and after the choir practice, Courtney comes up and she goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like, good. She goes, "Oh, are you gonna marry this girl that you're with?" And I was like, I don't really know. I'm not really sure. She literally cuts me off. She goes, "Great. I want you to meet my friend Angela." And I was like, okay, yeah, but I have a girlfriend and all that. And, so thanks, but, no thanks. And she's like, it's no big deal. Look, we're all going to hang out. We're going to go out and she's going to come along and come and hang out with us. And, it's just a big group thing. It's just friends, like whatever. So I was like, okay. I mean, I guess I'll come and hang out with you guys. And what did we end up doing? Did we end up bowling?
Okay, so let me back it up to tell you
Oh, she went.
No, let me
okay,
tell
all right,
it because
all right.
it's crazy. Okay, so I had just met Courtney. Courtney and I had a mutual friend. Have a mutual friend. Her name is Lori. Lori and I have been close friends for years. And Lori and her now husband Kevin were planning their wedding. They were getting married, and we were getting together once a week, and we were doing this choreographed dance, the wedding party, because we were going to come out like after the announcement. Do you remember when that was like really a popular thing? The wedding party would come out and do like a choreographed dance.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
How old were you at this point, by the way?
It was 2008.
Were you in college at this point?
I was working at Allstate at that point.
Okay, you were already out of college.
But I didn't graduate college. I quit college because I didn't want to be a nurse anymore.
Okay, so you're a professional at this point.
I was 24.
Okay.
I was 23. I was 23. I was about to be 24. 23 years old. So I just snorted. I laughed.
Gross.
Ew.
That's sick.
Sorry, guys. Getting really excited.
And you just sniffed your snot on the microphone. Very good, Angela.
Super professional over here. So it was a Thursday night. This is how much I remember it.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a Thursday night, which
Wow.
Thursday night was choir practice. And it was also, the reason I remember that is because we're getting together on Thursday nights to practice this dance.
Mm.
So we're all getting together to dance and to do this choreographing. And Courtney comes in and she's like, Angela, I am going to introduce you to somebody, and he's a movie star. This is Akron, Ohio, folks. Akron, Ohio. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm not kidding. He's a movie star. He was in Disaster movie, and he is so cute. And I'm gonna introduce you to him. And I was like, what? How did this happen? She goes, okay, well, tonight I was at choir practice, and we're up on the stage, and I look out, and there Matt is, and he's out in the audience, and there's nobody there, just him, and he's there's praise and worship going on, and he's doing his thing. He's praise and worship in the middle of because we're singing a song. And she goes, I looked out and I saw him. And in that moment, God spoke to me and said, you were supposed to introduce him to Angela. And I was like, what? Because I was coming out of a really bad, I had just gone through the worst breakup known to mankind. It was horrible. And I was like,
Because the guy is cheating on you, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Among other things.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's that's a long story that should be saved for another day. My best friend Megan says she's going to write a book about my dating life.
Okay.
Because I have so
Tumultuous?
many. Yeah. Not tumultuous, sexual, not like that. Just crazy. I got myself in some really, really crazy situations. You were the one and only guy that I didn't talk to other guys behind their back too.
Yet.
Well, I'm married to you, so there's that. I'm not
I don't
dating
make
you
a difference to
anymore.
people.
It does to me. It does to me. Anyways, so she's telling me this and telling me that you're an actor and all of this stuff. And this is really before your phones. I didn't even know about IMDb. I didn't know about any of that. So I had to wait to get home to get on the internet to look you up because I had no idea.
Mm.
And she was like, so here's the thing. He has a girlfriend. I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you do this? And she's like, no. I asked him if he was going to marry her, and he didn't answer me. So I said, great, you're not, and you're going to meet Angela. And she goes, by the way, I told him that you look like Nicole Swishinger or whatever her name is from the Pussycat Dolls. So I was like, Courtney, I don't look anything like her. She's Hawaiian or something. I don't know. I don't look anything like her. I did have black hair at the time.
Yeah, you did.
And I was very tan at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't look anything like her. So you had to be very disappointed when you met me. Because I don't look anything like her.
I could see where she gets that from.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
So at that time.
No.
At that time with the black hair and all. Yeah.
So anyways, this Thursday night and, a couple days passed. I didn't hear anything more about it. So I thought, yeah, she's smoking crack. So Sunday, I'm in church with my mom and my dad. And I look down at my phone and I have a voicemail from Courtney. And I walk outside.
Different church. You're in a different church. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to Maranatha.
Okay.
And I listened to my voicemail and it's Courtney. I ran into Matt and his mom today at church, and they invited us over for lunch. And I get off my voicemail and I'm just like, what the crap is she getting me into here?
Did you tell your mom this at that point? Did you say oh my gosh, Courtney's gotten me?
Yeah, but my mom's like, who cares? Go meet him. What's the big deal, And so I call Courtney and she's like, listen, I need you to come over here and I need you to meet me at Lori's house in 30 minutes and we're going. I don't know why I did it, but I did. This was like basically a blind date.
No,
It felt like it.
it wasn't a date, Angela.
It wasn't a date, but like I'm being called over to meet a guy for the first time at his mom's house with his mom. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, my whole family was there. My mom was there. My stepdad's there. We're watching a football game.
I know, but I didn't know that going in.
It wasn't a blind date at all.
But it felt like it.
I understand what you're saying.
It felt like it. It felt very intimidating. So I get there with Courtney and Lori had never met you guys either.
No, but Courtney knew my mom really well.
Yeah, they're in choir together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get there, and there you are. And yes, I am meeting you, your mom, and your stepdad all at the same time. Talk about awkward.
Really?
Like, wouldn't you feel awkward meeting a girl for the first time, also meeting her parents, and they're like engrossed in a football game? Like, you were totally engrossed in the Browns game with Val.
Well, yeah.
Your stepdad.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, do. Like, I don't watch football.
I remember what you had on that day. You had a purple sweater on.
I did have a purple sweater on. How do you remember that? You don't remember anything.
You just did.
I was very particular about that outfit. Like, I
really?
thought like that was my like going in outfit.
Really?
Like that.
You're like, this is gonna happen.
Like this sweater and these jeans. Like, I know that these look nice on me, so I'm gonna wear this with my black hair, the purple with the black hair.
Wow. Okay.
And so I'm sitting in the living room with you and your stepdad, and your stepdad's yelling at the TV. You're watching the TV, and then every once in a while you'll break contact with the TV to look at me and ask me a question. And it was so like, I felt like I was being interviewed a little bit. Because you're like, so what is it that you do? And I'm like, I'm a claims adjuster for an insurance company. And then your stepdad chimes in, what kind of adjuster? Because he does roofs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really felt like I was being interviewed. Like, it was so awkward. And I was so quiet and so awkward and
Yes,
so
you were
nervous.
quiet. That's why I was just watching the game and then going back to the game. And
Like, what am I supposed to do? Stand up and break contact with between your eyes and the TV and be like, look at me. I wore a purple sweater.
I was trying to talk to you, and I think probably all I got in return was, I'm a claims adjuster. Okay.
I felt so
all right.
awkward.
Anyway, go Browns.
But because I was dropped off in the living room to sit with you, and Lori and Courtney were off with your mom. They were sitting at the table talking because Courtney had her son with her, remember?
Well, let's be fair. The table that you speak of is like 10 feet to the left. It's an open space.
I know, but like, I wasn't there with them with the girls.
Right.
Because I was there to meet you. So anyways, we walk out of your mom's house and we get in the car, and Courtney goes, or Lori, one of the two, were like, so what did you think? And I was like, he's really cute. But like, we didn't talk at all. Like, yeah, I'm not going to hear from him. Like, and that was it. Like, I was just like, he's really cute, but like, that's it.
So now you want me to chime in?
I want you to chime in. It's your turn.
My turn.
Your turn.
So after that, I was like, that girl was banging. And I don't remember if the Browns won or lost, but it was a win in my book because I met that girl. And
you went back to Pittsburgh, I think that day.
Was it that day?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday. You probably had to work on Monday.
Probably so. And so I went back to Pittsburgh, did my thing. I don't remember like how many days went by or anything. Are you serious?
Yes.
I don't remember how many days went by or anything.
It was Wednesday.
Oh my gosh. So
I know this because I have your MySpace friend requests.
You just spoiled it. Anyway, so I guess Wednesday I decided to log on to MySpace.com and hit her up on MySpace.
That was before Facebook.
Yeah, totally.
Facebook was out, but I wasn't even on Facebook.
Facebook when
it was
I was
college only, right?
When I was in college, it had just started as like Rate My Face.
Really?
Yeah, that's like kind of what it was.
I thought Rate My Face was something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was, but I thought Facebook was a college thing.
It was college. You had to be in college currently in order to get on Facebook at the time.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I hit her up on MySpace, and she probably can tell you verbatim what I said because she saved it.
I have it on my phone.
But I pretty much said like, hey, yo, what's up? It's Matt from the other day.
Yo, it's Matt from the other day. That's exactly what you said.
Just figured I'd hit you up on MySpace and stay in touch or something.
Yeah, I figured I'd friend you on MySpace.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because I was thinking like a day or two passed. I'm not going to hear from him. Is what it is.
Well, it's not like I got your number or anything.
No.
So how could you
No.
hear from me?
I actually don't even know how you found me on MySpace. How
I
you even
just
knew to find me.
Searched your name, I guess.
I guess. And you had like some creepy. Your profile picture was Stuart from Mad TV. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm surprised I even like answered you back. Your name wasn't even Matt on there, I don't think, was it?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Anyhow, so hit her up, and I literally don't remember what happened after that. Was it the next weekend or like 2 weekends after?
No,
or
it was
what?
that weekend you came back.
I came back again that weekend.
Yeah.
And then so what? I hit you up and said, "Hey, do you want
Go grab a coffee.
to get a coffee or something?"
Yeah. We
So
went, yeah.
so we did, and
We went to Starbucks.
yeah, went to Starbucks. And Angela barely talked to me.
I was so nervous that I couldn't even order a coffee.
And to tell you the truth, like at that point, like I said, I did have a girlfriend, and
And I knew you had a girlfriend.
and I wasn't.
It wasn't like we were like seeking each other out to like.
No, it wasn't like this like romantic datey thing. I mean, it was.
No.
It was the afternoon, wasn't it? Like it was the.
No, it
or
was evening.
daytime?
It was
Was it?
evening. Yeah. Because you
Okay.
had come in from Pittsburgh. You had driven in.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So it didn't. I didn't personally feel a lot of pressure. I know you did.
I did.
But I did. 'cause
I did.
I wasn't like, oh man, I gotta impress this girl. It was just like,
Because
hey, yeah,
you gotta
you
like.
seemed really nice.
Well, because I had just gotten out of a very long-term relationship, broken up with that guy, and then dated another guy for a long time. Like I've only ever had done like the whole long-term thing. So that was like the first time that I had ever been single since I was 14 years old. And here I was like going out and meeting a guy for coffee that I didn't know. Like it was so outside of the norm for me.
I guess for me, it just felt like an adult thing to do. Just like, no, sure, I'm back in town. I'll say hi to you and
Yeah.
let's chat and whatever. And
Yeah.
anyway, so we went and got a coffee. I don't remember what I ordered. You probably remember what I ordered.
No, I don't because I didn't order anything, but I can tell you what you're wearing. You're wearing my favorite leather jacket.
With the patches on it.
I love that jacket. You're so cute in it.
I still have it.
I know. I won't let you get rid of it.
So, yeah, we had coffee. I remember Angela would not take a sip, barely
I was
talked,
so
didn't order a thing.
Guys, I was so nervous. Have
Now-
you seen him? I mean,
I was like, this girl's a little weird. Like, she's really hard to talk to. She won't even drink a coffee. She's like really not saying
at
a
that
whole
point,
lot.
we did have each other's phone numbers. I know because we had texted it in order to get there to meet at that.
To meet there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was kind of that. Matter of fact, I think I remember going back to my mom's house. And I think my stepdad was like, "Oh, so yeah, did you meet Angela?" How-"
It went better than you are recalling because
Really?
you were trying to talk me into coming to hang out at your mom's house after we had coffee. And I said no.
Okay.
I was playing hard to get. I said, no, I'm not going to do that.
So, yeah, I mean, after that, I don't really know what happened. I assume I went back to Pittsburgh again.
Yeah. And then the next weekend you came back and like our friends were having like a game
a
night.
bowling party or something.
No, bowling was later.
Oh.
We were having game night at Lori and Kevin's house.
Oh, and so I went over there. Of course, our friend again, Courtney.
I think you had to come. You came and picked me up at my house first in order, and then we rode together. I think.
Oh.
Because I think you met my mom and my
No.
dad.
No, not that early.
It wasn't that early.
No.
I don't know. It's all running together in my head now.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done that. Anyhow, so yeah, I went over for the game. I don't remember any of this stuff. Went over for a game night, I guess.
Mhm.
and-
It was just a huge group of people. Like a ton of us got together and played. Like that's something that we always do in Ohio is huge game nights, and
Yeah.
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so
like Mafia.
oh yeah, Mafia and categories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that that was your first time meeting a lot of my friends in that group. Like
Some of
probably
them.
Kevin and like Meg and Martina and
Oh yeah, probably so.
yeah, it was like a huge group of us all got together. And I think that you had come back to Ohio for like the next couple of weekends and then you were done with the movie.
Yeah.
And I remember being so disappointed because you wrapped for your movie and went back to LA like the weekend before Lori and Kevin's wedding. And I was so hoping that you were going to be able to stay and go to the wedding with me because I was like, I don't want to go to a wedding without a wedding date. And I was like hoping that you would be able to go, but You didn't. You left. You left me high and dry. And you went back to LA.
Yeah, I had a life back in LA.
Yeah, you did.
So I don't know. How did a bunch of time pass before?
No, that was November. Then you came back for Christmas.
Oh, right. And we saw each other, I don't know, a handful of times or something over the Christmas break. Some more like friends, game nights, and some stuff at church, I think, here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, yeah, I went back to LA. You kind of went back to your normal life, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really talk to each other or anything
No,
at that point.
no. I mean,
I went back to
I
my
knew
life
you were
and
going
back to my
to your
girlfriend.
life, and you had a girlfriend, and
Yeah.
my hopes were that things were gonna happen between us, but I wasn't gonna sit around and wait for you, and I wasn't gonna chase you down either. So I actually ended up getting back together with my ex-boyfriend. Big mistake.
That was a healthy relationship.
Huge. What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Pretty Woman. Come on. It was a huge mistake. And anybody who's listening to this and knows me or that relationship is just like shaking their heads. Yes, so hard their heads are going to fall off their necks. Yeah. So that was the next so many months. And
Like 6 months or something?
you came back for Memorial Day. When's
Okay.
Memorial Day? Is that May? I think it's May.
Yeah, I think so.
And we didn't see each other, but you saw Courtney and Chris.
Oh, right. I think I remember asking, like, how's Angela?
You did. And Courtney called me and said, "What are you doing? Why are you with what's his face? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "I saw Matt. He asked about you." And I'm like, "Courtney, he has a girlfriend. Like, why are you asking me this right now?" She's like, "I'm just saying." And I'm like, "I don't know what you want me to do with that." So I actually reached out to you. Do you remember that?
No.
I did. I reached out to you. Well, actually, this is what happened. I went into work at LC, and my girlfriend Jackie was there, and I was in a very bad relationship. I mean, it was bad. And I was like, "Listen, this happened. What should I do?" And she goes, you need to text him." And I'm like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yes, you need to text him." So I did. I texted you, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
And a church mouse? Yeah, church mouse voice.
Well, you had contacted me a couple of times throughout the course of those few months. Do you remember? And I didn't respond to you.
I don't really remember.
It was just like a text here and there,
Okay.
and I wouldn't respond to you
Okay.
because I was like, he can't have his cake and eat it too. Like, you're with your girlfriend, you need to do that, and I'm not going to answer. Like, that's just I was playing games.
Okay.
I mean, that's it. That's what I was doing. So anyways, I reached out to you and I said, "Hey, I heard you were in Ohio. Courtney said you had asked about me. I hope you're doing good," that kind of thing. And you were like, "Yeah, I'm down in Georgia. You went to see your dad.
Oh, that's right.
You're
know
in
what?
Thomasville."
Yeah, I went down to Georgia. Then I was going down to
Star Wars.
Florida after that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we just like talked for the first time in months and months and months. And it was wonderful because it was like, I remembered why I liked you so much in the first place. Here's the thing about you and I knew like very early on, like the very like first time that we were ever like one-on-one, like I knew that I loved you. Like I knew it.
What?
I did. I knew it. So it was like reconnecting, and it was like, it just felt like this is right. Like talking to you, like, what am I doing? Why am I in this bad relationship? All this stuff. But that didn't change anything because you still were dating somebody. I was dating somebody, and it was just a phone call, you know?
Now, at that point, had I already tried breaking up with my
Yes.
girlfriend at that point?
So you had tried breaking up with her before we had even met.
That's right.
You did before we had ever even met.
Yeah. And I don't think it was a very long before that. Like I mentioned sort of
like-
earlier on, I just felt like our relationship wasn't really going anywhere. It was just kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, it just kind of had stalled out.
It was dwindling.
We were just kind of like living our life, doing our thing. Like I said, she was just working a whole lot. I felt like we didn't see each other that much, even though we lived together. I don't know, maybe that's drastic to say, but I do remember trying to break up with her at one point, and emotions happen and get the best of you, and in those moments, we just decided to, that we would try to work some things out, and then we kind of just ended up getting back into our rut and doing our thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, we reconnected. And then I think that kind of started a chain reaction of us talking more often. We weren't talking every day or anything like that, but we were talking more often whenever we could, because quite frankly, I had to change your name in my phone to one of my girlfriend's names because of the particular person I was with was so controlling and so like, guys, I really should write a book. I did like, I would figure out ways to like get around. Like I was shady. I was shady. But here's the bottom line. Then all of a sudden, I didn't hear from you anymore, and I thought, okay, well, that's that. Do you remember?
Do you know why?
Yes, I know why.
Because I was handling my relationship.
Yeah, and you thought I was too, but I wasn't.
I broke up with my girlfriend. It was extremely painful situation. Because like I said, we lived together and she'd moved out and all that, and just trying to kind of just figure out my life with that going on. And, Angela, I mean, don't get me wrong. She was always like in my head, but I guess at that point it wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm breaking up with her tonight and call me tomorrow.
No,
like we weren't really in contact.
No, it was more, I think I was just kind of more like that final light under your butt to like, just that final thing to like, okay, this has to come to an end.
Yeah, at some point.
But it wasn't like it. I mean, I was very much dating somebody else.
Yeah.
So like you couldn't do it. Well, I mean, I don't think I was being like completely truthful and forthright with you about the magnitude of my relationship either, though. I think I was making it seem a lot less serious than it really was.
Yeah, I don't really remember, but I don't really remember like thinking, oh, well, she's in a really serious relationship.
And I was, but
you didn't tell me that.
No, I didn't tell you that.
Because you're a liar.
I told you I was shady. Anyways, I remember getting an email from you and you were like, just wanted to let you know, we broke up. Things are really bad right now. I'll be in contact with you when I can. And it was kind of like, what did I just read? Like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Like, it was like one of those situations. And, next thing I know, you're like texting me and calling me more often and you're like moving on with your life. And I'm changing your name in my phone to my girlfriend Tristan's name, and I'm taking texts and phone calls from you.
So then at that
when
point,
he's not looking.
So then at that point, once things on my side had like settled and I kind of had like lived a little bit of life.
Yeah.
Then we sort of started chatting again.
That was July.
From what I thought was you were single. But I guess not.
Well, here's the thing. I was in such a tumultuous relationship that it changed every day. Literally. Like, I had no idea what was going on with my life every single day. So that was July. So let's speed up to November. We're back to November. Okay. That's July, August, September, October. That's a long time, 5 months. So you were broken up for 5 months. And we were talking pretty regularly at that point. All the while I still have a boyfriend. And one night I get a phone call from you. It's a Wednesday night. No, it's a Thursday night. You call me on a Thursday night and I'm at home. And you call me, you're like, guess what? And I'm like, what? You're like, I booked a flight. I'm going to be there on Saturday. And I was like, oh, great. Okay. I'll pick you up from the airport. And I hung up the phone and I went into the bathroom. My mom was in the bathtub. I went in the bathroom. I said, Mom, Matt just called me. He's coming on Saturday. What do I do? And she looked at me and she goes, you break up with what's his face? And I go, really? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So the next morning I called him and I picked a fight. Like, it didn't take much.
Do you know what your fight was about?
No, I don't. But it was something so stupid. Like, honestly, it didn't take anything to pick a fight, like, at all. It was probably something like, why? Like, where were you last night? You didn't call. Because literally he was always cheating on me. He was always out at the bars all the time. He would come to pick me up on Sunday morning for church, and his eyes would be like bloodshot because he had been out partying literally the whole night before and lie to me about it. And I'd believe him. I was so stupid.
I mean, at least he went to church with you.
Are you really defending him? Like, really, knowing all that you know?
Bro code.
There is no bro code there. None. Anyways, so I did. And I picked you up at the airport that Saturday night. And it was crazy because we hadn't seen each other in a year. We hadn't seen each other since December before.
That's a long time.
And we just picked up right where we left off. We got really serious really fast, though.
Wait, was that then we went straight to the Christmas play?
Yes. We didn't even get to spend any time alone at all. We literally had to go to the Canton Civic Theater and see a Christmas play with your mom and your stepdad. And then we went to dinner with them. It was not at all wow, we haven't seen each other in a year. We get to go to a movie, go to dinner. No, we had a double date with your parents. Do you remember?
Well, I remember going to that play, and I think everybody kind of thought it was so awful.
We did. We left halfway. We went to dinner at the Blue Olive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But, I think, because I have a feeling a lot of girls out there are going, rolling their eyes going, oh my God, you pick her up and you go to dinner with your parents. But I'm thinking that in my head, it wasn't oh, you're picking me up and we're going to have this amazing romantic date, because we weren't there yet. Do you know what I mean?
It would have been our first real date is what it would have been.
Well, right. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I was coming in town.
Yeah.
But of course I was coming in town to see my family and everything.
You were coming in town to see me, purely.
But what I'm saying
Good
is...
try.
But what I'm saying is, it's not pick me up and we're going to go on a date and make out. And you know what I'm saying? It was just I don't know. You don't understand what I'm trying to say?
No, I think that the plans were made already in advance, and it was just we kind of just fell into them kind of thing is what I think happened. Okay. I do remember... So we went out. The play was horrible. Went to dinner with your family. We hung out, and we were together every day that you were in town. The whole time that you were in town.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I mean, not date today. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, we were finally both
I think we just saw your friends and stuff some more, and just I think it just kind of hung out with your life.
We had our first date though. We went to see
7 Pounds, the Will Smith movie.
We went and saw that, and we went to Carrabba's, and you dumped a whole glass of water on the table.
I don't remember that.
That was our first true date, and you dumped the whole thing off of the table.
That's funny.
And you weren't even nervous. You were so suave, and I'm the one who's I can't eat anything. I might spill it on my shirt.
On your purple sweater.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got really serious really quick after that, because you came home that Thanksgiving. You went to Houston, I remember, because your sister had just had the boys and she had just moved there. And then the first week of December, right after my birthday, I think it was, I flew out to LA and I saw you. I came to visit you here for the first time.
Yeah. And then
you came back for Christmas.
We ended up seeing each other almost once a month. I mean, you came to San Francisco with me.
Mm-hmm. We went to Vegas first.
We went to Vegas together because I had stuff going on in each one of these places.
Yeah,
and oftentimes I would
just fly wherever you were at.
Yeah.
We went to Comic-Con in New York, all kinds of stuff.
Went to the Hamptons for a party in a helicopter.
I got really sick.
Yeah, you did get sick.
I ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, that was
awful. It was my endometriosis.
That was awful.
It had turned into...
It was we were honeymooning every month. It was weird.
That's the thing about long distance relationships that I think that a lot of people get caught up in, is that you don't live the day to day with your significant other, the person that you're dating. And then when you do see them, you're so happy to be with them that you don't have anything to fight about.
Right.
But we decided very early on, because we kind of jumped into it head first, and we kind of got serious really fast, that we were not going to go longer than a month without seeing each other. That was the only way that we could make it work. And so we did that. We committed to it, and we stayed committed to that. We never went longer than a month without seeing each other. And I think we ended up dating long distance. Let's see.
It was a while.
I moved out in 2011. So 09 to 11. So about 2 years, we dated long distance. I moved out July 1st of 2011. You gave me an ultimatum. That's the bottom line.
Well, so and you kind of touched on it. Like she said, we were seeing each other almost monthly for, whatever. But like I said, we were in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
We were in San Francisco, Skywalker Ranch.
Tahiti, you went to Bora Bora.
We went to Bora Bora together.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing like a photo shoot down there. And by the way, I was like traveling and doing way more cool stuff then than I am now.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Are you upset now? Because it was like not what you thought it was going to be.
No.
You thought you were going to be trekking the world with me. And
I did that though already. Like I did that with you. I'm good.
yeah. So anyway, we went to all these like places and had all this fun. It was definitely like honeymooning, So
what couple gets to go to Bora Bora before they even get engaged? You know?
Right. So that is sort of what I said to Angela eventually. It was just
you have to understand though that you're the realist and I'm the storybook.
Yeah, you're right.
And we always butt heads on that up until we were married. Then there was nothing to butt heads on about that. But you were very realistic about everything and it would drive me nuts. And I was very storybook about everything and it would drive you nuts.
Look, from my perspective, you've got Angela, like nice Christian girl, still living with her parents, had never even experienced the real world. I'd been on my own for a while already and like experienced things. And, so I was like, yeah, there's like a real world aspect to this that you're not really talking about or understanding. And it like life with me or my life with you is not going to be honeymoons once a month. We're not going to be doing all this stuff. So I was like, we have to know each other day to day. We have to know each other on like a really frustrating day when, we're pissed off from
we
work.
See each other at our worst.
Yeah. Or, we need to know what it looks like when like, we're sick and you're throwing up over the toilet.
Oh,
like,
why'd you have to bring that up?
We need to see each other when things are not good and peachy and whatever. And like, that's where we figure out if we want life together and we want to like continue to do this, the relationship. So anyway, yeah, eventually, we're cutting forward like 2 years now. I was like, hey, we got to be in the same place. And
yeah.
Obviously I can't come to Akron, Ohio. Bottom line is you're going to have to move to LA.
Yeah. He gave me an ultimatum. He's like, you basically told me that you could not propose to me until we lived in the same city. That was what you told me.
Angela, for the most part, and of course all of her family and everything wanted me to propose before anything. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I don't even.
He's a realist, guys. You got to understand that about him.
I don't feel like I.
And the craziest part is like, basically as soon as I moved out, you were already planning to propose to me. Like we were engaged less than a year later. You realize that?
Well, I mean, you learn a lot about living when you're like basically living with someone for almost a year. I know, but you were already planning to propose like very early on. Well, I think that even before you moved out, I mean, I saw that path happening, but I needed to like make sure that the honeymoon phase wasn't just honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway, I mean, things went all right, I guess. So then...
Yeah, we got engaged.
10
months after I moved out to LA.
We ended up... This is a whole nother story. If you want to tell an engagement story or not.
Oh, yeah, that's a great... We should do a whole...
It's already...
I know, we should probably like wrap this up and finish it next week, the rest of our story.
Really?
Probably. I mean, how many minutes are we into this right now?
It's probably already 52 or 3 or 4 minutes.
Let's wrap this up and do a part 2.
I don't know if there's going to be a part 2.
Why? We can tell our engagement story, our wedding story, like the move, like how we had to move immediately after we were married.
All right.
Like we don't live your typical love story that everybody has.
All right.
I think they'll love it.
Okay. So then that'll be it. That'll be the end of this part 1. I didn't even know we were doing a 2-part series here.
Well, it just got to be so long, and I've got an episode of Nashville to go watch.
Most people have already tuned out by now anyway.
Doubtful. They're probably on the edge of their seats wanting to know.
People love love stories.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
People love love.
People love a happy ending. There's so much negativity in this world.
Let me tell you, we're still trying to figure out if we have a happy ending or not, because...
What?
I'm just kidding. People love Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And we hope you guys do have an amazing Valentine's Day. If you're listening before or if it's after, we hope you had an amazing one. And sign in for part 2 coming next week. We'll tell you the rest. We'll tell you all about engagement.
It's a fun story. It's a really fun story.
It is a fun story. It's pretty fun.
It's really fun.
We'll fill you in. Anyway, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. And I guess we'll see you next time for part 2 of our love story.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.